welcome back to another video. I am back out on my graveyard permission. I said in the last video that I was going to come back here soon, and I have today. Last week when I was here in the last video, I was digging every single signal. For the first few hours at least I was anyway, then I started getting fed up because it was exhausting. But I'm going to do it again today actually. I don't feel like last time I did it I was giving a true representation, because I was digging in 50 tones, or detecting in 50 tones, which I don't often do. I'm normally in 5 tones. So yeah, I don't know, I want to do it again today but in 5 tones, and I'm going to do it all day. I'm not going to stop because I'm getting fed up. I'm just going to go for it, and I'm going to dig every single signal again. I'm in this field which I've been in before, but I've not done it an awful lot. And right in front of me, actually, sold by the landowner, is an old stone quarry. Looks like it's been filled in a bit, but the land dips down there. So work's gone on here, and I was also told that Italian prisoners of war in the Second World War were here as well. I don't know if they had much to lose, but you never know. Anyway, yes, so I'm going to dig every single signal again. So this will be the second video of that. Obviously, if you've seen the first one, you'll know that. But yeah, so I'm going to stop waffling on, and I'm just going to crack on with it. So I will see you at the first hole. So this was the first signal, and it is a little tomback button. That was coming up 11, 12. Very, very scratchy signal. I can't tell you if I would have dug that on a normal day. I think it depends, like I said before. If I was tired, I'd probably leave it, but because I've only just got here and this is the first signal, yeah, I would have dug it. I'm glad I did. Yeah, tomback button. Find number 2, signal number 2 I should say. Yeah, just a bit of rubbish, a bit of iron. That came up at a 17 on the screen, but the tones were very, very weak. I definitely would not have dug that on a normal day. No, definitely not. It's just a bit of rubbish, unfortunately. Number 3, an old shotgun shell, or part of a shotgun shell. That was a nice strong 12, 13 on the screen, which is typically what they come up at. I absolutely would have dug that on a normal day, yeah, definitely, because the signal, well, the tones were nice and strong. Unfortunately, it was a bit of rubbish, but you know, it could have been a hammered coin, it could have been anything. It was. And another one. I should have known, really. Same tones, same numbers. Less than a metre away from the last one, but yeah, definitely would have dug it anyway. Got a nice little buckle. That was coming up a very strong and loud 17. Wasn't too deep. Absolutely a digger, that one. Would have dug numbers and tones like that all day long. Yeah, I like that. I do love a good buckle. Just a little bit more rubbish there. That was definitely a diggable signal. It was coming up 16, solid 16. 16 is normally a number I like to avoid, but you know, I've had a few things come up at 16, like buckles and stuff, but you know, 99% of the time it's rubbish, as we can see here. But once I dug the plug and I went over it, it was coming up 17. So yeah, not consistent numbers, but yeah, it is what it is. I would have dug that on a normal day, yeah, definitely. We have a nice little button, nice little flat button there. That was coming up a solid 21, turn 90 degrees, solid 21, and I was really hoping there was going to be maybe a shilling, but alas, no. It's just a plain old flat button. In fact, it was coming up a solid 21. Once I dug the plug, it was between 27 and 30, which is pretty high for a button, so there must be quite high copper content in that, maybe. Is that how it works? Or brass? Do you know what? I don't know. I don't know. I would assume it's a high copper content. But yeah, I don't mind a button. I would have preferred a silver coin. This time they have not got me cornered. I have an escape route. I have an escape route. Look how cute they all are. They just follow me. Lovely little things. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Look at him over there. The Phantom of the Sheepra. Yeah, well look, I've got stuff to do, okay? I've got holes to dig and treasure to find, so I'll see you guys later. It's an old iron nail. I knew that I would not have dug that on a normal day. That was jumping around between 10 and 19. I would have walked away from that, and I would have been glad that I did if I had, but I haven't. I've dug it for the purposes of the video. But there we go. This is a very old button. You can just see in the middle there where the shank used to be, sort of concave there, you can't really tell. Yeah, it's an old button, coming up sort of 1920 on the VDI. Very scratchy tones, but I would have dug that on a normal day. Yeah, definitely would have. I don't mind buttons, prefer it to be in a better condition, but yeah, a button. It's another little buckle. That was coming up 10-11 on the VDI. Quite a weak signal, a bit scratchy, probably because the iron pin was still attached. It's just fallen off into the hole there. Grab that in a second. Yeah, diggable signal, but again, it depends. If it was late in the day and I was tired, I probably would have just walked away from that. But I'm really glad I didn't, because I do like buckles. That was a bit of a scratchy 19, that was, on the VDI. Once I dug the plug and went over it, it was 1922. So I didn't hold my hopes high when it was jumping around like that, but yeah, a bit of brass in there, some kind of electrical thingy-mo-bob. Yeah, wires probably would have gone in there, and screws on another side holding the wires in. Just a little piece of lead there. That was a 14-15 on the screen. Not the strongest of tones. It was a bit, you know, it wasn't a loud tone, but I would have dug it anyway. Yeah, because you just don't know, do you? Yeah, definitely would have dug that one. Well, that's a little bit annoying because I have got iron tones off. Probably forgot to mention that right at the beginning. But yeah, so I'm digging every signal except iron. However, this was coming up between 13 and 16. I do quite often dig iron at around 16. Yeah, just an iron chain, bit of rubbish. I probably would have dug that on a normal day, hoping that it was something better. Another little piece of lead. That was coming up a solid 16. I didn't really expect it to be very much. I would have dug it, yeah, on a normal day. Quite loud tones, but I wasn't expecting it to be very much. And it wasn't. It's just a piece of lead. Bit of lead for the scrap bin. I have no idea what that is. It was coming up solid 21. Really hoping for a piece of silver, to be honest with you, but no, it wasn't. Once I dug the plug and went over it again to make sure it was still in the hole, it was jumping between 20 and 25, 26, so that's when I knew it was going to be something different. The wind is blowing a little bit, so sorry if there's wind noise. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Let me know in the comments if you know what that is. That is a twisted, mangled up spoon. Yeah, just a copper spoon. Do you know what, there's something quite nice about finding spoons. I don't know why, I quite like them. Yeah, that was coming up, it was sort of 17, 18 missing 19 and 20 to 21, so 17, 18, 21. Bit jumpy. I would have dug it anyway because the tones were quite strong. It's another button that was coming up between 14, 15, occasionally going up to 16. I wasn't expecting it to be much because the tones were a little bit soft, a little bit scratchy, but it's a button, and if you look at it, I don't know if it's really coming up on camera, there is some kind of design on there. You can see something around the edges, a bit of a zigzag, maybe something in the middle there too. I think I'm going to clean this one up at home. I've got one of those composite cleaning pencils which I've not used yet, so perhaps I will clean this up with that. Yeah, maybe do a video. We'll see. But yeah, interesting button. I'm looking forward to cleaning that. That was coming up sort of 18 to 20. The detector wasn't sure whether it was actually there or not, but it was there. Don't know what it is. My closest guess would be the end of a barrel of a gun, probably a toy gun. That could be the sight there. I'm probably completely wrong. This is the UK after all, we don't have many guns around here. But yeah, I don't know what else it could be, to be honest. Like I said, a toy gun, the only thing I could think of. Another shotgun round. I'm not far from where I found the other two earlier, actually. But this one didn't, I don't know, it was coming up at 22, 23 on the screen, and now that it's out of the hole, it's showing 19, and like I said earlier, they typically come up around 12, 13, maybe 14. I knew that was going to be a bit of rubbish, just a little piece of iron. So it was coming up 14. Well, solid 14 I should say, really, but it was only coming up swinging it one way, so swinging it over it would yeah, get 14, and as I swung it back there was nothing, so I kind of knew it was iron. Turned 90 degrees and it was coming up 14, 10, 14, 10. A bit of a scratchy signal. I would not have dug that on a normal day, but I have today for the purposes of the video. There you go, just a little piece of, oh, do you know what I think? I think I know what that is actually. I think it might be, if you look at it like that, it might be off a gate post or something to hold the gate on. Yeah, that's what I think that is. I could be wrong, but it looks about right. That was a nice solid 18, that was. It's just a plug off a trailer for a car or a caravan or something like that. Yeah, nothing too exciting. Really nice tones though, nice and strong. Yeah, that was definitely a digger, but unfortunately it's just a bit of rubbish. That was a scratchy 12, 13. Yeah, just a part of an old hinge. I I think I probably would have walked away from that one before, but I don't know, it's not the worst to find, is it? I mean, it's not aluminium. But yeah, 12 to 13 that was. Unfortunately, more rubbish. I knew that was rubbish before I dug it. It was jumping around between 9 and 16. Because it was stopping at 16, that made me think it was iron. If it was jumping around more than that, I would have said aluminium. Yeah, just rubbish. See, just a chunk of rusty iron, nothing special. That came up at 22. It was a very, very scratchy signal. I will be honest, I would have walked away from that on any other day. Just an aluminium nail. That was 15, 16 on the VDI. Quite strong tones, slightly scratchy. Didn't expect it to be much, and I was right. Just an aluminium nail. I might use that. That was 18, 19 until I dug the plug, went over it, and it was a 14, 15. Copper wire. I don't know if it's part of an old fence or something electrical, not quite sure. But yeah, again, I probably would have dug that on a normal day. I hate moo tubes. That was a solid 18, all directions. Thought it might have been a nice coin, but nope, it was just that. Definitely a diggable signal. That was really strong, nice unbreakable tones, solid 18 as I said, but it was just a moo tube. Not quite sure what that is. Just a bit of rubbish really, isn't it? Old bit of copper something or other. That was coming in at between 9 and 13, jumping around a little bit. Yeah, so I didn't expect it to be much, to be honest. But yeah, that's all it is. It's a nice little button. That came in at 18, 19 on the VDI. Strong tones, definitely diggable. And the back, you can still see some of the gold gilding on there, which is quite nice to see. You don't often see that, so that's quite nice. Yeah, nice little button there. Unfortunately, more iron in the form of a ring. That was coming up 14, 15. Yeah, I think the shape, the detector likes the shape of it more than anything. Another little button. Yeah, I think it's still got the shank on the back there as well, just folded over. It's very old, very worn. But yeah, that was coming up 17, 18 on the screen. Tones were a little bit faint, but I thought I would dig it for the purposes of the video. I'll be honest with you, I probably would have dug that on a normal day as well, despite the fact that I am starting to get tired now. The fields are being rather quiet actually. That was a nightmare to find, and it was right on the surface even though the machine said it was deep. Yeah, I think it's just because it was small, it thought it was deep, but it was really tiny little nut. Yeah, that was coming up at 15, solid 15, kind of soft tones on there, but yeah, that's all it was. I probably would have dug that on a normal day as well. More rubbish. That was coming up at about 12, 13, 14 I think it was. Quite scratchy. Definitely would have walked away from that on another day. I think it might just be waste pewter. So that was a solid 15 and really nice loud clear tones. I was hoping it might have been a little coin, but no, it's just more rubbish. That was definitely diggable. I would have dug that any day, but no, it's just a bit rubbish. Bit of copper on it, and a screw. No idea what it is. We have a padlock. Nothing exciting. Nice strong clear tones, 18, 19. Was it 1920? I think it was 1920. Definitely would have dug that. Yeah, that's it. I think that's the last thing for the day. I think I'm a bit tired now. Didn't find anything exciting at all. I think I don't think I'm missing anything when I walk away from signals that I walk away from. I've not found anything today that was, you know, I would have been sad about missing, if I'm honest. But still though, I've enjoyed it. I'm absolutely knackered now, actually. I've been on the field maybe 6 hours, something like that, but I haven't done 6 hours worth of detecting. I took like a 2.5 hour break in the middle, actually, because it was getting quite hot, and I made another video as well. I've made a beginner's guide to metal detecting. We'll see how that edits together. It might work, it might not work. If it doesn't work, I'm not going to post it. But yeah, so I've actually done 2 videos while I've been out today, so I've not done an awful lot of detecting. But everything I have dug today is every single signal I've had. And yeah, I'm absolutely knackered. It's now nearly 6 o'clock. The sun has gone behind some clouds. It's starting to get a bit chilly. And I got one of my stepchildren with me, and I think they're getting bored. They're not getting bored. You're not getting bored? Okay, they're not getting bored. Well, maybe I'll detect for another 4 hours then. No, not really. I'm done, I think. Absolutely knackered. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope, just like my last video, you found this somewhat helpful. I think I'm going to do more of these in the future, but on different permissions. I'm not going to do it here again. I am going to come back here, but I'm not going to dig everything here. I'm going to do it. I've got my the one I call my permission of plenty, where I always find stuff. I've done that place to death, and when I was there a few weeks ago, I found 2 silver coins. Yeah, so maybe I'll go there soon and dig every signal there as well, because there's loads of signals there that I walk away from. Anyway, that's the end of that. That's the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.